Assalamu alaikum. Here is Saima from Digimedia, and today we are going to work with tables in Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio. So to create tables in MS SQL Management Studio, simply click on your databases and create new query window. A new query window will be open, and now you have to create table in SQL Management Studio. So the syntax to create table in MS SQL Management Studio is um, this one, create table, and you have to use these two keywords, create and table, and then you have to specify your table name. Like I am going to create a table and name customers in my Digimedia database, and then I will use my attributes that I want to insert into my table. Like I want to use ID, customer name, customer age, customer address, and customer salary. And then here you will see an option like primary key will be ID. So you have to specify your primary key that will uniquely determine your records into your database. So after each attribute, here is another thing that is visible to all of you, that is int, varchar, character, decimal. So these are the data types of your attributes. Like ID will be in integer data type, name will be variable type character, and age will be integer, address will be also a character, and it will take up to 25 characters. Name variable character will take up to 20 characters in your database. Salary will be in decimal, so if you will not write these two, or you can specify your salary into integers, or you can also write into decimal, but writing in decimal will let you an option to write, like you can write your salary into 18 uh, characters, and after 18 character your salary will be go into decimal, and that's why here it wrote 2, because of, after decimal places you will see 2 digits. If you write here 3, 4, or 5, after decimal point, number of values will be expanded. Also it is not null option, so your when you set primary key, it will restrict you to restrict users to not insert any kind of null values or not leave any record empty. So now we are going to create our first table, but before creating table, if you want to drop tables in MS SQL, similar to the way you have dropped your databases, you can drop your table, but you have to here you have to specify the keyword table instead of keyword database. The particular command like drop table, customers will be used, but I am not going to drop my table as I want to uh, insert data into that table. So first of all, I will use this command to create table in SQL Management Studio, and here I have wrote query create table customers, and it will have ID, CNAME, age, C address, salary, and primary key will be ID. So I am going to write it here 18, and instead of decimal I will also mention it into integer data type. And here you can see that it says column salary as invalid data type. So suppose I want to insert decimal. Now it is not throwing any kind of error. I will simply click on execute and my table will be created. Now from where I can see that table is created or not, I will go into my database that I am using, and I am using Digimedia, and I will expand this, and in table section I will see my tables that I have currently created. If you don't see your table in your table list, simply click on your database, and after pressing right click and right button from your mouse, simply refresh your database again and again, and expand your tables, and in your tables your data table will be seen that you have created currently. Now my table is created. Suppose I want to see what kind of data is inserted into this particular table. I will right click on this one and open it in design view. So when I will open it in design view, it will show my column name, data type, and allow null or not. So in this way you can see your table into SQL Management Studio. But if you want to create tables manually, you can simply click on tables, and from here you can click on table new, and you will click on table, and here you have to specify your column name like ID, my name, my age, and in this way you can select also from drop down data type according to each attribute, and from here you can select null or not. By right click on it, you can also set it to primary key, likewise the MS Access, where you can select primary key manually. But I am not going to this way. I want to use SQL queries to create table and create databases and further procedure. So your table is now created. Now next step is to insert data into this table. So to insert data into table, the command that is used is insert into. This is the keyword that you have to specify before inserting data into your tables. So to insert data into tables, there are two ways. First one is this one, like insert into table name. This one, insert into table name, then column names, like your columns were ID, customer name, customer age, customer salary, and address. And then you have to specify values that you have to insert according to each column. Like for ID you will specify 1 2 3 4. For value number 2, like column, you will specify customer name, then customer age, then customer salary, and customer address. Another way is to insert into table is only use this command similar to the first one. Use keyword insert into, then specify table name, and here it is just shortest as compared to first one. It doesn't ask you to specify column names, it will only ask you to specify values. So I will go through with both of these one. First one, I will use this one. Copy this one and go back to your query editor. Replace your query with this one, and here c underscore name and c underscore address, as my table have these all attributes. Now I want to insert multiple records into my table, so I will separate all queries with comma, and here I will write to I will write third query, insert into, sorry, it is throwing error. I am going to insert this one and will click on execute. So my query is executed. Another way was to insert only in this way. That was the second syntax. Insert into customer values one, this one, and this one. So here you will see an error when I will again execute this query, because it is going to add duplicate record into your table. So you, each time you insert a record into your table, you have to specify unique ID like primary key. So when I will execute this one, it will execute it successfully. Suppose I want to add multiple records same time into my table. So I will separately I will when I will run both these queries, as you are going to insert multiple records at the same time, so you have to mention insert unique records into your table and then come back and execute your queries. So here you can see that your queries are executed successfully and record will be added to your table. This was the first method. Second method, if you want to insert using first method similar to this one, as you have used queries multiple time, you can do this one. Now I will go to my table and we'll see what kind of record have been inserted into my table. So I will right click on my table and will click on select top 1000 rows. So it will shows me the number of top 1000 records into my table. For the time being I have inserted only 5, so it is showing CNAME, age, C address and salary into my table. So this was how you can create your table in MS SQL Management Studio and how to insert data into your table. So to create table, create command was used, and to insert data into table, insert into command is using, but insert into command can be used in two ways. First one is asking you to mention column names and values, and second one is only asking you to mention column values instead of columns. So after creating and inserting tables, you can see your record in this way. Hopefully in our next video we will see how to fetch a record from your tables using select queries. So when I have clicked on this one and select top 1000 rows, it automatically created a query, select query, that was showing in this way, like select top 1000 rows based on ID. ID is here primary key, C name, age, C address, salary, from here it shows you the database name and then from customer. It means that it is displaying record from customer table in particular database Digimedia, and following records are mentioned. Thank you very much for watching. Stay connected for next upcoming videos. Thank you.